guys, welcome back to A Little Bit Alexis podcast, where I am your host, Alexis Chasson. It's me, Alexis, again, here to remind you that I am that girl. Even when I forget, I'm that girl. So today was a day, like one of those where you wake up feeling like a cinnamon roll, and at the end of the day, feeling like a burnt Pop-Tart someone stepped on. But guess what? Even burnt Pop-Tarts still have flavor. Let me start with this. Not everyone is gonna like me, and that's okay. I barely like everyone, and I'm me. So why am I bending over backwards trying to get approval from people who wouldn't even pass the vibe check at a lemonade stand? I had this weird moment today, like I heard someone laughing behind me and instantly assumed they were laughing at me. Why? Because some part of my brain thinks I'm always on trial. Excuse me, brain. I'm not in court. Chill. So I took a deep breath. I looked in the mirror, not just my eyeliner, which was fire today, not gonna lie, but into my eyes. And I said, Alexis, you are worthy. Even when people are weird, even when they're mean, even when you doubt yourself, you are worthy. Go off, queen. Let's talk about mean friends, or as I like to call them, undercover haters with cute Instagrams. You ever notice how some friends only hype you when you're struggling? Like, they want to be around when you're sad. But when you're shining, suddenly they ghost harder than your last situationship. No ma'am, not today. I'm officially firing my inner people pleaser. She's been working overtime, and honestly, she hasn't even been getting benefits. Affirmation. Let's do it. Repeat after me. I don't shrink to make others comfortable. My energy is sacred. If you come with drama, bring snacks too. I was not born to be liked by everyone. I was born to love myself. Confidence looks good on you, like lip gloss, but permanent. I can walk away from anyone who makes me feel small, even if their playlist slaps. My value isn't measured by texts, likes, or who sits with me at lunch. My worth is divine, period. I had a friend say today, wow, you're really full of yourself lately. And I said, yeah. Took me 29 years to fill this cup. I'm not emptying it just because you're thirsty. It's funny how when you finally start loving yourself, people act like you're the villain in their story. Baby, I'm not the villain. I'm the main character with a killer soundtrack and a soft heart that's learning boundaries. You know what else I realized today? Loving yourself is loud sometimes. It doesn't whisper. It walks into a room, stands tall, and says, I like me. And if people can't handle that, they can sit in the audience, because I'm not coming off stage. Let me tell you about the best thing I did this week. I took myself on a solo date, just me, in my scrubs, my favorite playlist, and a caffeinated drink. I paid for it with my husband's debit card. I laughed at my own jokes. I took selfies with no filter, and I felt peaceful. Like I wasn't trying to impress anyone. I was just being me. Note to self, more of that. You need to do more of that for yourself. Do I sometimes trip over absolutely nothing in public and pretend I'm meant to do it? Yes, absolutely. Who doesn't? Do I occasionally talk to squirrels because I think they might be Disney side characters? Absolutely. Do I have a full-on pep talk with myself in the bathroom mirror? You bet I do. Because if I don't hype me up, who will? Listen, confidence isn't about loud or perfect. It's about waking up, looking at the mess that is sometimes life, and saying, I'm still showing up with messy hair and a good heart. So here's the plan going forward. Stop asking people who don't know my worth to assign it. Laugh loud, even if someone gives me a side eye. They probably need a laugh too. Take a break when I need to. Rest isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Say no to things that drain me, even if it's just a group chat that's mostly shade and TikTok. Celebrate small wins. Brushed your hair today? Queen behavior. Didn't cry over the text? Royalty. And finally, forgive myself for the days I forget about how amazing I am. Because I always find my way back, and every time I do, I sparkle a little brighter. So yeah, that's where I'm at today. A little tired, a little spicy, and a whole lot of magical. If you're out there listening to this, this is the future. Just remember, you don't need to fit in their mold. You're not cookie dough. You're the whole dang bakery. This is a glow up session because apparently your piece is expensive and you need to protect it like it's the last pack of gum in a high school hallway. So here's the tea. I didn't sleep last night, not because of anything dramatic. My brain just decided at 2:17 a.m. was the perfect time to rewatch every embarrassing thing I've ever did or said in the past. Thanks, brain. Super helpful. But you know what? Even with no sleep, I woke up and still managed to be iconic. Why? Because my worth isn't based on productivity. It's based on fact that I exist, and that's already a flex. We don't chase, we attract. If it's meant for me, it knows where to find me, preferably with a latte in hand and lashes on point. Let's talk about energy vampires for a second. You know the type, they come around when they're bored, want to gossip, or need a free therapy session, and meanwhile you're feeling drained, like your soul just ran a 10K while they sip their iced tea. Repeat after me. I'm allowed to say no without feeling guilty. I don't allow anyone access to my peace. Just because someone texts me what you doing doesn't mean I owe them my afternoon. I'm not a sponge for other people's bad behavior or bad moods. I'm the sunshine in the umbrella. Don't forget it. Someone recently told me I've changed, and I said, you're absolutely right. I exfoliated the old me off. Here's a plot twist. I didn't see it coming. Sometimes the people who say they love you still won't clap when you win. But that's okay, because from now on, you're clapping for yourself, loud in heels with glitter. You ever have someone try to dull your sparkle? Like, you're being too extra, or you care too much about how you look. Sweetheart, I'm not being extra. I am extra. I'm deluxe. I'm the upgrade. I'm the reason glitter still sells in stores. Grab your confidence like it's your favorite hoodie, and I want you to repeat after me. My self-worth is not up for negotiation. I'm allowed to walk away from people who confuse my kindness for weakness. I'm not a second option. I'm the first, the favorite, and the final answer. I attract friendships that feel like the sunlight, not storm clouds. I am proud of how far I've come, even if no one's clapped for me. I saw it and I lived it. You ever want to reply to mean comments with a TED Talk like, hi, Leah, welcome to this 5-part presentation on why your opinion isn't needed, sponsored by Zero Tolerance for Nonsense. But instead, I take a breath and I remind myself, my silence is powerful. I don't need to clap back. I glow back. Let's not forget the importance of play. Like today, I literally danced in a room with the hairbrush mic and no audience except my dogs, who judged me, but secretly admired my moves. There is power in being ridiculous on purpose. There's a strength in being your own hype squad. I have a challenge for you. Do one thing that makes you feel like the fabulous weirdo you are. Wear the funky socks, sing off key, take 47 selfies just to keep one. Joy is rebellion in a world that profits off our insecurities. So yes, laugh too loud, wear sparkly eyeliner to the grocery store, walk away from people who make you feel too much, because if I'm too much for them, then they're simply not enough for me. This life is too short to dull your shine because someone else is squinting. This heart of yours, it's golden. This mind, it's brilliant. This journey, yours and no one else's. So if you're hearing this right now, when you feel small, let me remind you, you've already survived 100% of your worst days. You're not behind. You're blooming on schedule, and you are more than enough. Always have been, always will. I want you to say, I am becoming the version of myself I used to dream of, and I am only getting started. Stay bold, stay wild, and stay you. Let's be real for a second. People get real uncomfortable when you stop begging for crumbs and start baking your own cake. When you stop calling people who never call back, when you stop dimming your spark to keep someone else from feeling dull, you know what that is? Growth. And growth is loud. Growth is messy. Growth will have you looking around like, wait, am I still trying to impress people who wouldn't clap if I caught fire? I want you to say, I may not be where I want to be yet, but also not where I used to be. I used to second guess every text I sent. Now, if you misunderstand me, that's between you and your lack of emotional intelligence. Let's talk about friendships again. Because, girl, some of these friendships come from warning labels. Some people only like you when you're small, when you're sad, when you're apologizing. But when you start setting boundaries, suddenly you're too much, too distant, or my personal favorite, fake. No, honey, I'm not fake. I'm just done shrinking. I deserve relationships that don't feel like auditions. If the vibe isn't peaceful, I don't need a seat at the table. I'm allowed to grow out of people, places, and patterns. Just because we have history doesn't mean we have a future. I'm allowed to love people from a distance, like way over there. Peace feels weird at first when you're used to chaos. Like, if you're used to drama and suddenly no one's yelling or being shady, your brain is like, wait, are we safe or are we just bored? No, we're just peaceful. We're healing, and it's called freedom. A little bit of self-love is all you need. Like turning off your phone when you need space. Walking away mid-argument when you realize your peace is more important than proving a point. Blocking someone who's been draining you, even if they once meant the world. Choosing rest when everyone else is hustling. Eating a snack and forgiving yourself because you're human. You're not a machine. A little bit of affirmations I want to share with you guys. I don't chase closure. If you couldn't respect me, your silence says enough. I don't over-explain anymore. No is a full sentence and I'm fluent. I don't need to be perfect to be worthy. I just need to be real. I am enough even when I'm healing, even when I'm not smiling, even when I'm not on. I'm becoming the woman I needed when I was younger. Also, shout out to my past for not giving up on me when things got heavy. She's the reason I can laugh today. She's the reason I can say I've been through worse. I'll survive this too. And let me say this real quick. Confidence isn't about thinking you're better than anyone. It's about knowing you're not less than anyone. I'm no longer twisting myself to fit in someone else's world. I'm just not. If I don't fit in, maybe I'm not supposed to. Maybe I'm the blueprint, not the copy. Imagine this. You're walking into a room, your head is high. You're not looking for validation, you're bringing your own. You don't second guess your laugh, your clothes, your voice. You don't scan the room for people who like you. You ask yourself, do I like them? Because your energy is not on clearance anymore. It's premium, it's protected, and it's powerful. Your girl is rising. You are rising. You're still laughing. You're still healing. Still learning how to be on your own. And guess what? You look good doing it too. It's wild how long I've spent trying to prove my worth to people who didn't even value themselves. I thought if I was kind enough, pretty enough, chill enough, they'd see me, but finally get it. I was never supposed to be someone's idea of enough. I was supposed to be mine. Loving yourself is not cute, glittery moment on a Monday morning. Sometimes it's crying on the floor at 2 a.m. and still saying you're worthy even in this mess. Sometimes it's telling yourself, no, we're not texting them again. Sometimes it's putting on lip gloss and going outside when your brain is yelling, let's hide today. There's going to be days where you're going to say, you're too emotional, you're not successful enough, people are tired of you. And you know what you say? We're not doing that today. We're not feeding the lies. We're not questioning our magic. We're not handing the mic to self-doubt anymore. You need to love yourself even when you're glowing. Love yourself even when you're tired. Love yourself even when you don't feel lovable. You deserve patience, softness, and your own second chances. Let's talk about loving the parts of ourselves we were taught to hide. The awkwardness, the soft voice, the loud laugh, the goofy side, the fact that you cry when you're mad and laugh when you're nervous, the wild dreams that don't make sense to anyone but you. That's where your magic lives. That's where your power is. You're not hard to love. You've just been around people who didn't know how to love themselves. But you're learning, you're trying, you're showing up. That's love. That's big love. That's real love. You're doing better than you think. You're loving more deeply than you ever have. You're showing up, not perfectly, but honestly. Keep going. Keep choosing you. You're not too much. You're just enough. There's gonna be times where you're gonna say, today wasn't perfect. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't a fireworks and glitter and epic playlist. But you know what it was? It was real. It was honest. It was humane. And that's enough. Because emotions, the big ones, the weird ones, the overwhelming ones, don't make me weak. They don't make you weak. They make you alive. You ever felt a wave of something heavy? Like you couldn't name it at first? Was it sadness? Was it frustration? Was it loneliness? But you didn't want to feel it? Wanted to scroll past it, laugh over it, eat around it? But you didn't. Whatever this feeling is, it won't win this time. We're never really taught what to do with emotions, are we? We're told, stop crying. Don't be so sensitive. You're overreacting. Just be happy. But feelings aren't switches. They're waves. And guess what? You're allowed to ride the wave without apologizing for the splash. No more emotional shame. Feeling anxious, that's okay. Feeling overwhelmed, let's breathe. Feeling angry, that's valid. Feeling numb, that counts too. Here's a little checklist I go through when I feel waves coming in. You pause, stop scrolling, walking, multitasking, just for a second. Just pause. Name it. Okay, this feels like sadness or fear or jealousy or guilt. Validate it. Of course I feel this way. It makes sense. Breathe. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 6, repeat. Ask gently, what do I need to do right now? A hug? A cry? A snack? A journal rant? A walk outside with music that sounds like a rom-com ending? Whatever it is, listen. Why are we so scared of tears? Tears are just your heart saying, hey, I've been holding a lot. Can you let some of this out? So if you cried today, that's powerful. That's healing. That's strength in motion. I am allowed to feel everything even when it's uncomfortable. My emotions are not enemies, they're messengers. I don't need to hide my heart to be loved. I honor every part of me, even the parts that feel too big or too loud. Feeling deeply is not weakness. It is my superpower. You know what's brave? Caring, crying, admitting you're not okay. You're not dramatic, you're not broken, you're just human. And finally giving yourself the grace you've always deserved. Here's something I wish someone had told me earlier. You are not your feelings. You have them, but they do not define you. Feeling insecure doesn't make you unworthy. Feeling angry does not make you a bad person. Feeling lost does not mean you're failing. You're not the storm. You're the sky and it's moving through. And every emotion, even the ones you wish would go away, it's part of the story of you learning how to be gentle with yourself. So today, make this promise to me. When the waves come, I will not drown. I will float. I will breathe. I will feel. And when the feelings pass, as they always do, I will still be here, strong, softer, and more in love with myself than ever. Say this out loud or in your head. I love you even when you feel too much. I love you even when you're tired. I love you even when you're healing. I love you through every feeling. I love you exactly as you are. So feel it all. Love yourself through it all. Remember, you're allowed to take up emotional space. You're allowed to be soft. You're allowed to feel and still shine. Thank you guys for listening in for episode 3. Whether you listened while walking, cleaning, crying in your car, I am proud of you for showing up, for feeling, for trying. Because just by being here, you choose yourself, and that's a whole victory. Let this be your reminder. You don't have to have it all figured out to be worthy. You don't have to be smiling at all times to be lovable. You don't have to be loud to be powerful, but you can be if you want. And hey, if nobody's told you today, I'm proud of you. You're doing better than you think, and you deserve joy, not just for survival. So until next time, stay loud, stay soft, stay exactly who you are.